Hello folks, we're back at Gulfport Senior Center Kitchen. You're in the kitchen with Chef Jack. Hopefully you guys saw last week's Italian lentil soup. This week we're going to be making shepherd's pie soup. And we're going to do like we did last time. We're going to make sure we have all our equipment. So we have our cutting board, our spoon, our chef knife, spatula, our water. We're going to have a hand mixer today. Our towels, our pots and pans. Remember, we have the 4-quart and the 6-quart stock pot. So today what we're going to do, first we're going to start with sauteing our 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And we're going to use 1 medium diced onion. And start off with that. Get that going. Then next to that, we're going to start doing our potatoes. So we're just going to do it just a large dice. So you're just going to cut these kind of big pieces. Keep the skin on, but make sure that you wash the potatoes really good. Get a little scrub brush or whatever you like. I like to keep the skin on because it leaves a lot of the vitamins in there, and it's got a lot of flavor. And we're going to do 3 pounds of potatoes today with 1 medium onion. First what we're going to do is going to add our water. Cold water. The heat is on medium-high. We're going to add our potatoes. 1 teaspoon of salt. Add the rest of the potatoes. Alright, we're going to let that sit, and we're going to dice up our onion. Just a nice rough chop for the onion. Doesn't have to be small because we're going to be using this, whipping this all up together for our soup. So, medium-sized dice. And we're going to toss that in with our potatoes. Alright, stir that up. Keep it on high. So now we have our onion sauteing. Now the onions, we're going to add a little bit of salt and pepper. So we're going to do 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of pepper. I know that's a lot, but you know, by the end we're not going to add any more into the recipe because we're going to make a full gallon of shepherd's pie soup. So the good thing about the shepherd's pie soup is we're going to do it with ground turkey. We're going to do it healthy, the healthier way. So we're going to have fresh ground turkey breast, onions, fresh spinach chopped, about 8 ounces of 8-ounce bag of spinach, 2 cups of peas. I usually use frozen instead of canned. And if you do use canned, you want to make sure that you rinse them out. So when you take them out of the can, rinse out that because it's got a lot of sodium in there and it's got preservatives in it. Then I do 2 cups of fresh frozen corn. Thaw them out because you don't want that liquid to make your soup even thinner. Then we're going to have 1 stick of butter. We're going to have some seasoned croutons and a little cheddar cheese to top off our soup at the end. I'm going to be using skim milk today, but you can use either skim milk, regular milk, or if you like, you want to make it nice and healthy and cream, or less healthy, use heavy cream, and then do 2 cups of heavy cream with 2 cups of water or 2 cups of milk. All right, because you're going to do the same amount as 1 quart. So what you want to do is get your onions kind of, you know, a little light brown, you know, get a little flavor out of that to start caramelizing. Then we're going to add our fresh spinach. And normally shepherd's pie soup doesn't have spinach, but I'm trying to, you know, put some more good, healthy vegetables in there because it's good for you. And you won't even notice the spinach. Even if you don't like spinach, you don't even have to tell people spinach is in it. They won't even notice it. You can tell them it's chopped parsley, they won't know. Because it's all going to be, you know, incorporated into the soup. So you just take that spinach, and as you see, spinach cooks pretty fast. So you want to put your spinach in there, give it a couple minutes because, you know, it's going to cook down really, really quick. Alright? Real simple. And you keep your heat on, like medium, high, just depends on your stove. I like to use a non-stick pan because it's a little bit easier. You don't have to worry about cleanup, things getting scorched quickly. Nice spatula. And then we can grab our ground turkey. Put that in there. Now you see the ground turkey, it's cooking up slowly. If you'd like, you just put a lid on top and just let that sit there for a little bit. Probably takes about 5 to 6 minutes to cook up. We'll turn up the heat to medium-high. And then we have our potatoes. So, our potatoes are all done right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to drain these a little bit. We're going to take some of the stock out. So what we're going to do is, when we put the water in this, we want it to have 4 inches above the potatoes. Because you're going to, you know, as they're boiling, some of the water is going to come off. So right now what we're doing, we've got our potatoes already done. So what we're going to do is, potatoes, see how there's about 3 or 4 inches of potatoes. So we're going to just take off the top of those potatoes, the water, and you want that water to be kind of even right with the potatoes. Alright? Then we're going to take these over here. And what you want to do is you're going to add your butter. Alright? 1 stick of butter. Stir that up. Kind of want to get that butter a little bit melted. And then what we're going to do, we're going to take our little blender and we're going to start mashing these up. Just like mashed potatoes, but it's going to be a lot thinner. So you just want to use your pan, you know, so it doesn't get splattered all over the place. And then keep it like medium in the beginning, you know, because there's a lot of hot liquid there, so you don't want to burn yourself. So I'm just kind of blending it in, just breaking down those potatoes, and then slowly increase the speed. And it's just going to break up those potatoes. You know, you can make it a little chunky if you want, or you can puree it and use one of those hand wands where it purees it to like whipped mashed potatoes. It's really up to how you want to do it. You can make it nice and chunky. It's all up to you. I'm going to whip that all in. And you don't even have to use butter if you don't want to. It's all about, you know, you can use fat-free butter, you can use fat-free sour cream. There's all kinds of different things that you can do with this. It's really up to you. Alright. So, we got that all mashed up. So as you can see, kind of got a little yellow flavor, but it's kind of thick, you know, just like a nice soup consistency. So you want it like that anyways, because you're going to be adding all your meats and vegetables to that. So you can either, you know, add your vegetables to your turkey over here. Let's just stir this up a little bit. As I'm stirring this in, you can see how the turkey is going to get kind of like a light brown color, so you know it's going to be cooked. Alright, let's stir that up a little bit more. We'll get another minute or two and that'll be ready. So as that's cooking, we're going to add our 2 cups of corn, our 2 cups of peas. Alright, we'll stir that in. And as you can see, you got the nice corn and peas and all that's all set up in there. Kind of keep your station clean, make it easy. Alright, then we're going to add our 1 quart of milk. And like I said, you can either do a quart of milk, skim milk, you know, regular milk, or you can do like the heavy cream if you want to make it really creamy. Alright, so there's your consistency. So that's kind of like the soup's going to be. Alright? Then, we take our ground turkey. And, you know, with the ground turkey, you know, if I use ground beef, I would probably, you know, drain it so you don't want all that grease. But the ground turkey is good. It's good for you. And so we're going to keep those juices in there. Because you got the ground turkey, the spinach, and the onions. So what we're going to do is going to blend both of these, like we did last time. Just pour that right in. And there's a lot of turkey in here. I know it's 2.5 pounds, but we're going to make about 8 batches, or 8 soups that we're going to be doing to put away. So when you think about it, at 2.5 pounds of ground beef or ground turkey, once it cooks down, you're going to lose about 4 or 5 ounces of it. So you really have about 2 pounds of actual ground meat in there. And when you think about it, you're going to make 8 to 10 soups, you're going to get about 3 to 4 ounces of ground beef in it. You're going to have your potatoes, lots of vegetables. All right, and this is how it's going to end. So basically it's just the cream, the milk, the spinach and peas, and the soup is ready. All right, as you can see, now we've blended our ground turkey and onions with our fresh spinach, peas, and corn with the potatoes. Just kind of stirring this up, and that's it. Basically, you just want to get your bowl, about a 4 ounce or 6 ounce ladle. I made it a little bit chunky so you have a little bit more potatoes in there. And then what I like to do is take a little bit of fresh cheddar cheese, shredded, and then a few croutons. And there you go, a shepherd's pie soup. All right, and then we have our soup all made. Bon appetit. Let me taste it just to see how it came out. Delicious. Now if you'd like, you can always add a little salt and pepper more if you'd like. You don't really need it. And so what we'd like to do is like take the soup, we're going to put it in the refrigerator for an hour, hour and a half to cool it down, or leave it on the stove for about an hour, just let it cool it down. Just so when you put it in your containers, it's not going to, you're not going to get burned. So usually I get like a nice 4 ounce ladle, and these are little 8 ounce servings. So you just want to put 2 in each. Of course it'd be cooled down. And you just let them sit there for a second, fill up all your containers, put labels on them. I always say, either write it on a marker, put, shepherd's pie soup so you don't forget, especially when it gets frozen, it's going to be hard to tell what it is. And then when you're ready to have it, you just take it out the night before, put it in your refrigerator. You can warm it up the next day. Easiest way is probably the microwave, but if you do it on the stove, what you want to do, because it's got potatoes in it, you want to put a little bit of water in your pan and put it to medium heat, and let that warm up a little bit so it's like kind of a simmer. Then pour your soup in so it doesn't scorch your soup, because the potatoes will scorch. And then you just put it on there for like 2 or 3 minutes, warm it up, put it in a bowl, and you're all set. Make a few sliced bread or, something like that to go with it. All right, until next time, I'm Chef Jack at Gulfport Senior Center. We'll see you again soon. Have a great day.